Hello there, it's wonderful to come your way again, and this is part of our sessions. This session we are going to look at you understanding your spouse's or your partner's love language. Why is this important? This is so important because we all have our different love languages. So sometimes you might be giving all the love and attention, expecting your spouse, your friend, your partner to understand that you are giving your best, and you don't seem to break through. And that is because there is how your partner, your spouse, your wife, there is how he or she understands love. So that's why it's important for us to explore this. A good part of what I'm going to take is based on the book written by Dr. Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages. That may not be all, but it's easy to fit in all the love languages to any of these 5. Now, in my own book, in my book, Stepping Out of Singlehood into a Happy Marriage, when you read it, I have mentioned other kinds of love that we cannot fit into either the agape or the eros or sterego, or the other one that is called filio. We might not be able to fit it in there. I've talked about the diverse kinds of love, and they happen to be many. Now, it's so important for us to treat this because many people have bought into that idea, sold to us by the movie stars, by the Hollywood and the media. The only love you should understand is sexual love. So if a father tells the daughter, I love you, I wonder what they will call that. And if a child tells the parents, I love you mom, or I love you dad, what do you call that? So those are the ones that are difficult to fit into this. Now we know that God's love for humanity is agape love. But what do we call the love that man has in response to God? You see? So there are various kinds of love. You have the love of a teacher for a student that is doing well, who is exceptionally good. And it has nothing to do with the various classes of love that we talk about. What do we call that? Or a student or a pupil who loves the teacher because of the delivery, is getting across and making the child to love school because of his or her delivery of whatever course or subject that he or she is teaching. So that's why we are taking a look at this. It's important for us to understand our own love language. What kind of love language do I speak? Now, first and foremost, it's important for you to understand yourself, and I would like you to make sure that you don't miss the session that is meant for your self-awareness. For me, it is one of the major teachings that I have ever made, because that helps you to have a fair understanding of who you are. Who are you? Why do you have your tendencies? And how has your upbringing affected you? What's your personality type? And at least we have at least 9 personality types. And in that session, I will take time, or I have taken time to break things down, to give you at least the synopsis, which allows you to have a fair knowledge of other people's personalities. Now, that also is very important. Why is that important? Because the moment you have an understanding of who you are, you have an understanding of other personalities, you'll be able to also know their strengths, their weaknesses, their tendencies. You also know how to make the most of your relationship with them. In other words, you are likely going to be able to live with the person that others call a difficult person, and then you'll be able to bring the best out of that person. Because you are able to understand yourself, you are also able to understand the other personality. And then you make room. You are able to make room. You are able to also take control of your own inner environment. And then you are able to manage the other person's emotions and feelings. So let's quickly take this aspect of love languages. He has mentioned 5 basic love languages that most people speak. I do not think that those are all, but I, at the moment, will want to base this teaching on Gary Chapman's teaching. And the number one, and I'm happy that he placed that as the number one, is giving words of affirmation. How important is that? If you read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and you'll be able to see what he says there, and it's so important, the things that he has noted there, and that is that people are hungry for commendation. It might be your daughter, it might be your son, it might be your wife, your husband. People are hungry for words of affirmation, words of recognition, praises. People are hungry for it as much as they are hungry for food. People want to be fed physically so they can be strong and healthy. Now, being fed should be with the right kind of food. It should be with the right kind of food that the body requires to be able to build the cells and allow them to function effectively. Now, not without exercise though. But when it comes to the hunger that human beings have for their self-esteem to be enhanced, so many people go the extra mile. I heard a child was asked, or in a class of young girls, they were asked, if you were to be an animal, which one would you prefer to be? And one of them said, I would prefer to be a chimpanzee. And so everybody was stunned. Why wouldn't you want to be a lion or a cheetah or be an elephant? So I will want to be a chimpanzee so that I will attract people's attention. Now, that is still the expression of the desire for affirmation or recognition. Many people do that today. They would rather wear a mask. They would rather look funny. They will do something that is out of the way just to make sure they gain some attention.